Hello everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to be making healthy Wookie cookies. For those of you who don't know what a Wookie is, it's if you know who Chewbacca is from Star Wars, Chewbacca is a Wookie. So we're making Wookie cookies. These are super healthy. In fact, I would even be fine with my kids eating them for breakfast. They're that good. There's no added refined sugar in them, which is super cool. And it's made with a ton of healthy, power-packed nutrients. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kelly, and I'm the head nerd mom with Nerd Mom Nutrition. And I've got my two buddies here again with me today, and they each brought a buddy. So, we've got a Wookie here. Unfortunately, I couldn't find our Chewbacca, so we have a stormtrooper. Okay, so this is actually a super easy recipe. I, again, prepared stuff in advance just to make life easier. We are using the stove today, so I've preheated the oven on 375. So this is the prep work part. Preheat the oven, 375. Again, as per usual, I'm going to put the link to the recipe below so you'll be able to get the whole recipe. I parchment lined a couple pans full of cookie sheets, and then I have divvied up our ingredients. So we've got 2 cups of oats, 3 bananas that I've mashed, and I just literally used a masher. I mean, you could do it in like a blender or something, but why use something, why use more that you have to wash than you need to? I've pre-cut some dates, so just a rough chop. And you can use medjool dates, you can use Jaffa dates, Deglet Noor dates, whatever your favorite dates are. But what I do is I buy them already pitted just to make life easier. We've also got some walnuts and pumpkin seeds. And what I did with the walnuts and the pumpkin seeds, same thing. If you've got a spice grinder, you can grind them up, but I literally just put them in a plastic bag, took a kitchen hammer and bashed them up, which is kind of fun, to tell you the truth. And here we've got hemp seeds, vanilla, and some just plain coconut chips. And for the decorations, we're going to use some dark chocolate chips that we're going to melt later. Mommy? Yes, buddy?
Can we stop smiling?
Yes, you can stop smiling now. All right. So, like I said, this recipe is actually super easy. It's pretty much take all these ingredients and toss them in a bowl and stir them up. Oh, I didn't get a spoon. Do you want to go over and just grab one of the big spoons there so that we can stir this up?
Which one?
How about the purple one? All right, so, like I said, I've pre-cut, pre-chopped everything. So we're literally just going to mix all this together and then decorate our Wookies. Would you like to put in so like I said, that's 2 cups of rolled oats, which is going in. Would you like to put in our dates? We have 1 cup of dates. And I mean, they don't need to be perfect. It's just a rough chop so that, it's okay. We'll just take a spoon, knock it out. There we go.
Easy peasy.
I'm gonna put the 3 bananas in. So I said 3 mashed bananas. All right. Next we have a 1/2 cup of raw walnut pieces. So you want to make sure they're not roasted or salted. You want just raw walnut pieces. You can buy them pre-smashed, pre-cut up or pre-smashed, whatever. And the only reason, you don't even need to if you don't want to. I just find it mixes together into the recipe a little bit better. And we have a 1/4 cup of pumpkin seeds. And same thing, with this recipe, things don't need to be exact. You know, if nuts are an issue, just omit the nuts. That's fine. If, you know, you prefer sesame seeds over pumpkin seeds, use sesame seeds, right? It's, it doesn't need to be exactly like this, but. And we have a 1/4 cup of hemp seeds.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Here we go.
Bye-bye.
And do we have everything? Oh, 1/3 cup of olive oil. And we've got 1/3 cup of olive oil or avocado oil, whatever you would prefer. All right. And last but not least,
Can I do that one?
yeah, for sure. A teaspoon of vanilla extract.
What's it taste like?
It doesn't taste nice. It's not one of those things that tastes good by itself, but it adds a really nice flavor to a lot of recipes.
Can I do some too?
You sure will.
Oh yeah, it doesn't.
No.
Some dropped on my finger and I tasted it.
But it does give a really nice taste to a lot of recipes. So literally, we are just going to stir this up.
Not good by finger.
Like I said, the great thing with this recipe, the great thing with this recipe is the fact that you can kind of make it your own, which is cool because it's, it's not like, say, baking muffins or something like that where things need to be exact. If you like more of a date taste, put more dates in. If you prefer raisins over dates, use raisins. It really is that simple. You want to give it a stir?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go get us a little spoon out of the top drawer over there?
And are we allowed to taste it before we make it into...
Oh!
Sorry.
Right.
What happened?
It's okay.
What happened?
Oh, it just kind of went everywhere, that's all. But
That's a bit.
I guess what's cooking without making a mess, right?
Yeah. What's cooking without making a mess?
Alright, here, let me finish it off.
Spoon.
Perfect.
It's purple.
Okie dokie.
One of my favorite colors.
All you want is to really just make sure that it's mixed up well so that the, it's really actually just mixing the oats, because otherwise, they'll just be a bit dry. So you don't want like patches of banana that's not mixed in, or patches of oats that's not mixed in. So as long as the bananas and the oats are well mixed, that's good.
Can we taste
All
it?
right. No, not until it's, well, I mean, it's just, if you want, I suppose.
Yes! Yes!
Here you go, bud.
Yum, yum, yum. Time to taste. I like that.
All right, next.
I thought I have the best place for that.
Set this away.
Next by Wookie.
All right, so next what we're going to do is actually make the Wookiees. So,
We had a test taste.
my secret to the Wookiees is just a cookie cutter. So I lay down the cookie cutter,
Cookie cutter shop.
put a little bit in. You want it to be maybe about 1 inch thick, so you do want them to be, a little bit thick. You don't want them to be too thin. So I just kind of take a spoonful.
Cookie cutter shark. Wait, what? Cookie cutter shark.
Cookie cutter shark.
Cookie cutter shark.
Okay. And then you can take a fork or a spoon and just kind of push it down.
Cookie cutter shark. Can I do one too, Mommy?
Sure.
Cookie cutter shark.
Okay, buddy. All right, and so then you just kind of try and push it out. Right, so that's nice and formed. And then I take, excuse me, a knife, and I don't know if you can see this, but I'm literally just going to cut the legs apart. You know, and just, if it starts falling apart or anything, just kind of reform it, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I'll show you now once I get this. Well, thanks, buddy. Alright, so, I don't know if you can see what I've got here, but it literally is just a little person cookie cutter. Actually, I think this was a snowman. And you just fill it up with your mix and cut little legs and just keep going. Alright, you want to do one?
Yeah.
Alright, you go on over there. I'll push it down. So, or actually, here I'll put it in. You push it down. So we'll just do a couple for now.
Can I cut the legs?
No, let me cut the legs because that knife is sharp. Is there enough in there, or do I need a little bit more? Need a little bit more. So I'm not going to melt the chocolate chips yet. And like I said, the chocolate chips I use. They are dark chocolate chips with the least amount of sugar in it that I can find, and the least amount of, I just try to make sure it's all real ingredients, right? So, see. Ah, excellent. Okay, that's a good one. There we go.
Yikes.
No. Okay, you don't need to cut anything else, just the legs, okay? Here we go. You want to squish in another one?
When can I?
Yeah, you can do one if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Like this time?
Yeah.
Yum.
Okay. Here we go. So I'll put it in, buddy, and you can squish it down, okay?
It doesn't look like anything.
It will.
It will.
Remember the last ones that we made?
Yeah.
There you go. Now squish it down. All right. So, and then same thing with the coconut chips. These are literally just organic coconut. So there's no sugar added or anything like that.
Nope.
Now, one thing I will do while we're waiting is, while someone is squishing, we're going to make a piping bag. And this is going to be for the chocolate chips. Now, let's see if I remember how to do this. So basically all you do, like these are pre-cut parchment sheets. You can use regular parchment and just cut it yourself, or these ones, like I said, they're pre-cut. So you want to hold the long end up top, and you're kind of just twisting it. So, nope, I did that wrong. You're holding this end up top. It's been a while since I've made one of these. And you are just twisting, right? So you're taking your corner, twisting it in so that it lines up. Obviously I shouldn't have had this folded. So that lines up with your edge up here. I find it easier to do if it's laying down. And then you're taking this other end, right? So I've got the two points are lined up here, see? And then you take this end and you just literally wrap it around. And you wrap it around until it again lines up. So as long as your points up here are lined up, you've basically got it. And then what you do is you take your tip and fold it in, and then fold it in one more time. And voila, you have a piping bag.
Puppy.
Super easy. All right. Okay, so we're going to to continue on with the Wookie Cookies, and because I don't think you're going to want to watch us sit here forming Wookie Cookies. And we will be back in a minute. Now we've got all of our Wookie Cookies formed. Here we go. And you can see, so a head, arms, legs. Easiest way, like I said, to do them is to just use a cookie cutter. And but you do want to flatten them down or else they'll crumble apart. So we're going to put them in the oven now. And we bake them for about 15 minutes. I'll check them in about 15 minutes to see if they are golden or not. Here we go. There we go. So this makes about 25, I believe, Wookie cookies. Is that what I had? Yeah, I believe it was about 25 Wookie cookies. So while those are baking, I just wanted to let you know, like some of the, I know I mentioned earlier just how good these cookies are and how good they are for you, but they have a lot of nutrients in them and a lot of plant nutrients. So they've got things in them like fiber, which you get from the dates and the bananas, and some of the nuts and seeds. There's plant protein, essential fatty acids, which that comes from some of the nuts and seeds, as well as the olive oil that I put in. You can use olive oil or avocado oil, whichever of those you prefer. But there's a lot of other nutrients in it too. So there's like B vitamins, A vitamins, vitamin C. There's, pantothenic acid, magnesium, calcium. So for those of us who, like me, can't have dairy, there is a good bit of calcium in it, which is nice. There's zinc, iron, and a whole whack of more nutrients. And these are good for things like your sleep, help you sleep. Like I said, if you can't have dairy, it is a good way to start getting some calcium in. It's good to help boost your immune system. It also helps to give you your energy. It helps your mood. And it can also help to stabilize your blood sugar. So if you find that you get that 3 p.m. crash, this can certainly help with your blood sugar.
Mommy,
yes?
Can I do last line?
What's that?
The last line.
Oh, yeah. And
so much more.
Awesome. All right. So we're going to wait 15 minutes for those to cook. And during that time, I'm going to stick the chocolate chips in the microwave. What I do is I'll microwave them for about 15-20 seconds at a time, take them out, stir them, because if you microwave them too long they'll burn and then you can't pipe it. So you really want to make sure that they don't burn, which is why I stick it in for 15-20 seconds at a time. I'll take it out, stir it, put it back in, and then I'll put it into our parchment bag.
Hey, Mommy, look, I made the Deathly Hollow sign.
You did make the Deathly Hollow sign.
Except for the line.
Yeah, but it's pretty close. Super
Line.
cool. All right, we are back. So, I've melted the chocolate chips, the dark chocolate chips in the microwave. I did it, I think I did 20 seconds, another 20 seconds, and then maybe 10 seconds. And just stirred it in between to make sure that it didn't overcook. So we're going to, do you want to hold this?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so we're just going to put this straight in here.
Ooh, it's hot. And I didn't know it's hot.
Are you okay? It's not too hot, is it?
It's dripping.
Oh, that's okay. It's alright if it's dripping a little. That's fine. We'll just lay it right there like that. There we go.
Dripping.
That's fine.
It drips all over me.
Alright, now the Wookie cookies are ready. So they actually ended up taking an extra 5 minutes, so it was 20 minutes altogether. But you can see here, now guys, this is hot. You can see here, I don't know if you can see or not, but they're brown on the back, brown on the edges, which is exactly how I want them. Now the best thing to do is to let them cool, but I don't really have time for that today, so we're going to decorate them anyways. That too, just to get them out of there.
Mama, I have an idea. Those can be those little things, like Chewbacca stairs.
What's that?
Those can be the little things. Those can be those little birds, and those can be the Chewbaccas that can scare them.
Porgs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Alright, so we'll take a couple of these over. Take a couple of these over and we'll decorate them.
Bring some porgs too.
Yeah. Try and do a porg if you want.
Can I do the porg? I'm porg.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how to do a porg.
We can do the little wings. We just do like little circles, then little ruffles, and dot for the eyes, the little beak. If they have a beak. No, they just
well, how about I'll do the chocolate part, okay? And you guys can do the cocoa part, or the coconut chips part, okay? So what I do now is I'm gonna just fold this over, right? So you've got your little triangle, and I'm going to make, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to make a little bit more. So I'm going to make an eye.
Then another eye.
And another eye.
And a happy smile.
And a happy smile.
We can make a little nose.
Chewie doesn't have a nose.
Oh. Yeah, he doesn't have a nose.
And then, of course, Chewie has a belt. So we're going to just draw on our belt.
Don't ask me what he's doing.
Okay, guys.
Oh, sorry.
Here we go. Okay, so we'll do that just with all of them. Do an eye. Do another eye. Right? Very simple. Do a little smiley face. And
the belt. And he looks very tasty.
Looks very tasty, hey?
Empty. Not yet. Mama, when do we get to try it?
In a minute, when these ones are done.
Okay. Nom 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 nom.
Now, one thing too, you want to make sure that your you want to make sure that you are putting on the coconut chips while your chocolate is still wet, or else it won't stick. One for me, but they want to try porgs, so we'll try porgs. Alright, so we'll do a little dot here that we're going to use to attach the eye to, and a little dot here for the beak. Okay, so how about you? Okay, maybe take one of these and put it where the eye is. There you go, try that. And do one there for the other eye and one for each beak. See how this works out. There you go, and one more down on the bottom.
Bye, Mama.
Okay.
On the bottom.
Well, because a beak has two parts.
True.
And then I'm going to do an eye here and an eye here. I'm not sure how well these porgs are turning out, but that's okay.
It's okay. We just need to make the wings now.
And just draw on the wings.
And there's wriggles. You don't have to do the wiggle.
There we go. All right. Oh, and now, do you guys want to finish off the belt?
Okay. I'm doing this Chewbacca.
Okay.
I'm doing this Chewbacca.
I'll just save that for a minute in case we need it. Oh. Of course, sometimes fingers go in the chocolate.
That's it. And
There we
that's
go.
when we lick it. Done.
Okay. Do you want to do the other one?
And I'll
He's
help.
doing the. You have to finish that one.
And then I'll
There you
help
go.
you right in. Oh, I can help you. That's a very nice thing that I can help you now.
Okay, we're almost all done.
Yum, yum. Done.
All right.
I'll just put it on.
One more, hey? All right. One more for good luck. Alrighty. Alrighty. We've got our Wookie cookies made. Not quite so sure about the porgs. But as you can see, our little Wookie cookies are there with their belt. Super nice, healthy snack, which I honestly don't even mind my kids having for breakfast because they are so healthy. All right. And of course, we've got a stormtrooper and another Wookie. All right. Do you guys want to try them?
Yeah.
All right. How about we try the porg? And we're gonna split one because it's almost supper time.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Oh my god, how good.
They're yummy. These turned out good. So like I said, if one of the, I got chocolate on my mouth now. If one of the considerations is nuts, you can just leave out the nuts, or you can replace it with another kind of seed. But if nuts aren't a worry or consideration, I put walnuts in these. You could also use, any nut. Almond, pistachio, cashew, whatever you feel like. Pecans. Ooh, pecans would be good. But walnuts are really good. They're really good brain food. So that's why I like putting walnuts in. All right. So that's it for this one. I would love it if you could like and subscribe. We're going to be doing more of these recipes weekly. Last week we did Jabba the Hummus, and we've also done Golden Snitches from Harry Potter and the Draft of Peace from Harry Potter. So go back and make sure you check out some of my previous ones too. But I want to say thank you so much for joining us today, and please like and subscribe so that you can know when the next ones are coming out. All right, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.